We're going on tour. This fall, we're bringing the live podcast show to 4 new cities. We're coming to Nashville, San Diego, Chicago, and Birmingham, Alabama. If you've ever wanted to see the live podcast in person, go to jesusinthestreet.org/tour and get your tickets. It's going to be a powerful night of worship, and the word that God is storing in my heart is going to be different and unique to each city we go to. So come out, jesusinthestreet.org/tour, get your tickets, and we'll see you in Nashville, San Diego, Chicago, and Birmingham this fall. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Bryce Crawford podcast. I'm Bryce, and today we are on Proverbs chapter 5 of 31 days in the Proverbs series. Guys, if you want to follow along, track your progress, download the free PDF Bible plan for the Proverbs series at jesusinthestreet.org/Proverbs. Guys, today Proverbs 5 is incredible. We are about to see Solomon begin to give a warning against adultery and sexual immorality. So buckle your seatbelts. All right, this one's going to be heavy-packed chapter, Proverbs chapter 5. Let's read verses 1 and 2. My son, be attentive to my wisdom, and incline your ear to my understanding, that you may keep discretion, and your lips may guard knowledge. Instruction will do the most good when it's given attention to the ear. So instruction and the wisdom of God is going to benefit you the most when you incline your ear and your heart to it. And in verse 2, the keeping in discretion, Solomon makes it appear as if the son started in wisdom, and then this was a reminder, as an encouragement to press on and continue. He's saying, my son, be attentive, be attentive, be attentive. He's talking to Rehoboam, saying, look, you've started, keep going, keep going, keep going. Verse 3, here we go. Verse 3 is the entry to the warning on adultery and sexual immorality. This is what he says. For the lips of a forbidden woman drip honey, and her speech is smoother than oil, but in the end she is as bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Holding on to discretion and the wisdom of God will test you when sexual immorality comes arise. Because back in the day, back in this time period, back in this culture, women would use oil and honey to allure men back to them. So in this culture, right, seductive women would use honey and oil to lure men back to their place for this thing, but it's also metaphoric as well. Like, hey, their lips are as smooth as honey. It sounds good. It's enticing. It is seductive, but it will destroy you. Like verse 4 says, in the end, she is as bitter as wormwood, meaning her appearance of honey is actually false, and she is actually as sharp as a two-edged sword. She's going to hurt you. Verse 5 through 6, her feet go down to death. Her steps follow to the path of Sheol. She does not ponder the path of life. Her ways wander, and she does not know it. Verse 5 says that she promises to add to your life, but it leads to death. See, that's what sexual immorality does. It says, come on, come do this thing. It's going to be great. This experience is going to be amazing and safe. It'll add to your life, but in the end, it leads to death. And verse 6 says, she doesn't ponder the path of life. Her pathway actually leads to death, so stay away. Verses 7 and 8, now, O sons, listen to me. Do not depart from the words from my mouth. Keep your way far from her, and do not go near the door of her house. Flee from her, Solomon says. Keep your ways as far away as possible from immorality. Keep your ways as far away, lest you give your honor to others and your years to the merciless. Lest strangers take their fill on your strength, and your labors go to the house of a foreigner. Sexual immorality causes someone to lose honor. Sexual immorality will cause people to lose respect for you, and Solomon is giving a warning towards that. Verse 10 even says sexual immorality doesn't end in slavery like it used to nowadays. It ends in child support. It ends in broken homes. It ends with jealousy. See, lest strangers take the fill of your strength and your labors go to the house of a foreigner. See, back in that time period, if you read the book of Hosea and you read what happens to Gomer, Gomer was a slave to sexual immorality to the point where she becomes a slave on the slave market. Nowadays, when you fall to sexual immorality, people lose respect. You have to pay child support. You get broken homes, jealousy, all this jazz. It is broken and hurtful, and it does not benefit you. Verse 11, and at the end of your life you groan, when your flesh and your body are consumed, and you say, how I hated discipline, and my heart despised reproof. There is a great price to pay for sexual immorality. In the moment, it's just a buzz and a feeling. But when reality hits you, the clarity hits you, you realize, dang, I made a mistake. Verse 13, I did not listen to the voice of my teachers or incline my ear to instructors. I am at the brink of utter ruin in the assembled congregation. Drink water from your own cistern, flowing water from your own well. Should your springs be scattered abroad, streams of water in the streets. Now Solomon in verse 15 has begun to break down, stay faithful to your wife. I was at a wedding recently, and the pastor prayed for the couple getting married. He says, my prayer to you is that you don't think the grass is greener on the other side. But the reality is that the person that you've committed to and a covenant made before God, do not stay away from that. Drink the water from your own cistern, flowing water from your well. Should your springs be scattered abroad, streams of water in the streets, let them be for yourself alone and not for strangers with you. Verse 18, let your fountain be blessed and rejoice in the wife of your youth. A lovely deer, a graceful doe, let her breasts fill you at all times with delight. Be intoxicated always with her love. Why should you be intoxicated, my son, with a forbidden woman and embrace the bosom of an adulteress? What Solomon is saying here is saying, look, not only is there something spiritual about sex with the person you made a covenant with, but there's actually something to be physically enjoyed. Like, yes, sex with the person that you've made a commitment under the covenant of marriage, one person with one lifetime, there's something to be enjoyed about that. Let her satisfy your sexual needs. Don't look outside of her. Verse 21 to close. For a man's ways are before the eyes of the Lord, and he ponders all his paths. The iniquities of the wicked ensnare him, and he is held fast in the cords of sin. He dies for lack of discipline. And because of his great folly, he is led astray. If there could be a thesis statement for Proverbs chapter 5, it would be to keep your way far from the door of sexual immorality. I mean, this end, in verses 21 to close, he says, listen, the consequences of communing with the adulterous woman will actually trap you and ensnare you, and you will die because you lack self-control. In 2 Timothy, he tells us in the last days, we will be lovers of self, lovers of money, prideful, arrogant, rude to our father and mother, and we will lack self-control in the last days. Those who are far from God will lack self-control. If you're someone who struggles with sexual immorality, remember that if the Spirit of God lives inside of you, that a fruit of God living inside of you is self-control. So when you feel the temptation of sexual immorality, flee from it, run from it, and ask God to give you the strength to have self-control. The thing about sexual immorality is if you step in the boxing ring thinking you can take it on, you've already lost the moment you step in the boxing ring. Sexual sin is the one sin it says to flee from it. And so in Proverbs chapter 5, when Solomon says, keep your way far from the door of sexual immorality, he's saying not many people come back from this path because their path leads to death. Stay away from sexual immorality. Guys, I pray Proverbs chapter 5 was encouraging and a warning. And let's see you tomorrow for Proverbs chapter 6. Guys, thank you so much for watching and listening to this episode. If you guys like it, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok. Bless you guys, and see you guys next week for the next episode.